Right on. So we have the settings menu. So in the settings menu, you've got lots of different ways to be able to tailor this car to exactly how you want to see it. In the in-vehicle display setting, you have your active driving display. So that heads-up display that's on the window, that is where you can adjust that. So you can adjust the height of it, you can adjust the brightness, you can tilt it, you can change what all's actually even being displayed on there. It will display your navigation information, when to turn and how far away to turn. You can turn that off. It will also tell you the street name of where you are. It's a very intricate system that you can adjust all of that information and whether or not you want it on there, or if you wanted to turn it off entirely. Now down below is your center display, so that is your screen here where you can of course adjust your brightness, your contrast. From factory, it's always set to automatic, so it will adjust from day to night for you. You can also see your fuel efficiency guide. It will you can set it so that it will always turn on when you turn off the vehicle. If you really want to keep a close eye on all of that stuff, you can adjust the screen clock, so you can switch it to an analog clock instead. There's lots of different ways that you can play around with this car to really tailor it to how you want to see it. Going back, of course, you do also have your instrument display. So in the instrument display, you can adjust it through two settings. One where it shows you a little bit of a gauge on either side of your fuel economy, as well as how much gas you have left. But if you change it one more time, it will give you just the raw numbers rather than give you an actual gauge of it. Going all the way back here to your sound settings. This is the same sound settings menu that you saw in your entertainment, with the only exception being your vehicle notifications. So you can adjust, if you find the alerts are too loud, you can actually adjust those yourself as you see fit. Down below one more is your safety settings. So in your safety settings, you will see small things like your driver assistance system, your radar cruise control is all included in that, speed limit sign recognition, where it will tell you, and it will also give you a signal if you're going 10 kilometers over and you want to avoid those photo radar tickets. All of these things are kind of things that you can adjust for yourself as you see fit. Safety alerts, so like your rear cross traffic alert, your lane departure warning, which will actually vibrate the steering wheel. You can actually adjust the vibration as well, so it also gives you just an audible or an audible plus the vibration. Down below, your blind spot monitoring. Again, you can make it just visual or just audible, as well as the timing of it. So you want them to be a little bit closer before it gives you any kind of notification. You can adjust that stuff. Your active safety is things like your lane keep assist system. So that's where it will actually bump the steering wheel to keep you in between the lanes. You can turn that system off entirely, especially if you're driving through, construction zones where the lines are all over the place. Sometimes the system can be a little bit more than you're asking for. You can turn it off entirely. But that being said, it is a great safety system, so most people will generally keep that on. Collision avoidance is your collision mitigation system, your smart brake system, and your smart city brake support. So what that will do is actively brake the vehicle if somebody steps on their brakes in front of it. Now you can, of course, adjust all of these things as well for yourself. The view monitor is for your backup cameras. So the backup camera, you can adjust whether or not it has the dynamic lines that change with it. There's a lot of different ways to be able to change these settings to figure out exactly what you want. No different than the parking sensors and what their alert volume is and if it even shows it, right? The pedal misuse alerts is to make sure that you're not stepping on both the brake and the gas pedal at the same time. Again, you can turn it off entirely. You can really customize this to exactly the way that your driving style is going to pertain to. Down a little bit further though is your vehicle settings. So this is going to be things like your door locks. How long after you walk away from the vehicle will the doors automatically lock for you? How long do the lights stay on after you turn it off? Do you have a walk away light on? When you open up the doors and close the doors, do the interior lights stay on for a certain amount of time? All of these things are things that you can adjust to however you want them to work for you. Rain sensing windshield wipers, which you can turn off entirely if you choose to. You can adjust the turn signal, so you can turn off the one touch for the 3 flash. You can actually change the volume of the turn signals. There's lots of different ways to play around with this. The window defogger, if you want to leave it on, it will automatically shut off after a certain period of time. You can disable that so it stays on as long as you decide that you want it to be on. You can link the seat and the climate control temperatures. So when you turn up the heat in your vehicle, it will automatically turn on your heated seat as well. Lots of different really cool things to be able to do that, as well as a fuel door lock, since it is the fuel door is connected to your lock system. The fuel door will lock automatically after you've walked away from the vehicle, regardless of you locking your doors. You can disable that or change the time. There's lots of different ways to be able to make this more yours. In the connectivity settings, you have, of course, your Bluetooth settings. Once you do have a phone paired, this will be where you pair your phone from that point forward when you're adding a new device. But you also have small connectivity settings like your Apple CarPlay and your Android Auto as well. And finally, at the very bottom of your settings menu is your system settings. Your system settings allow you to change things like your clock. Now, they can GPS synchronize, in which case it will automatically register and adjust for daylight savings time if you're in an area that does that. You can adjust to a 24-hour clock if you would prefer, but you can also manually adjust the time as well for yourself. So if you want to add hours, remove hours, make it AM, PM, all of that stuff, you can adjust for yourself however you see fit. Coolio?